Here comes the next Daredevils in the arena for Arc World Tour 2025, a gold qualifying event here for First Attack 2025. Guilty Gear Strive 0 and Proxy will take you for this glorious ride.
Looks like we're all ready to go here. First match of the top 8, Guilty Gear Strive here at First Attack. It's going to be that Potemkin and Slayer. 99 seconds can be a little bit scary here. As you said, Slayer, a character that sometimes can be a little bit on rails, so things can get a little bit away from you if you let it get that way. But off the rip, ships in the night, 6P as an attempt to try and stop some movement there forward.
You say 99 seconds. These characters do not even need 99. Let's put it down to 30 and see what happens. Already got the 2H attempt here. The Dandy K, maximum range to get a K from that follow-up here. Nice burst.
Yeah, timing on that definitely smart. Trying to be aggressive while we can. Map a hunch, spaced well, is able to find the counter hit 2P as we continue aggression and absolutely able to close out the round there. That is just a wall stick straight into the super.
And as I said, 30 seconds required only for this match. 74 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, 5 to spare. That's a little nutty. Okay, respect. Straight off whip for the jump in. That was actually such an intelligent choice there. If you expect Potemkin to go for a little bit more of a committal normal in that situation, ends up finding the cross up pretty effectively, but unfortunately, one good guess is not enough to make up for the pot buster.
Oh, big counter hit. Let's go for the reflector here. Maximum damage output here from Aboii. Oh, geez, nice back dash. Try to get the deadly palms out. His final touch, and there it is, the 5P interrupt from Aboii. Quick reaction.
The Lord's reversal when it comes to Potemkin in a lot of these situations here. 5P will be your lifeblood when you need to press something, when you need to make some space for yourself. Here gets the pull in. That's BSU.
I love it with the universe. Full extension, the pile bunker to apply maximum damage with the hard knockdown. And I love that stagger. Just going for that 2S here to pull it in. Not expecting a BSU from there. Oh, I wasn't expecting a BSU for this one.
Oh, got him in with the close latch here, and off the wild assault is able to get the extra little extension. Still not enough to kill though, so I was going to say matchups like that, matchups like this specifically, until health bars are 0, nothing matters here, so consider it even.
Look, honestly, one of the most deadliest weapons in Armored Core 6 is the pile bunker, and we're seeing it here in Guilty Gear Strive, keeping that same attitude, but we do get this Hammerfall counter hit, that guard crush. Especially spent after a guard cancel here, too. That deflector shield's not going to work out.
Oh, and we're leaning much more into the strike, a little bit less of the throw here. Chip comes through, continuing again. The flamethrower just a little too much as we do manage to find the... Okay, after the burst, we just go straight in with the pop buster again.
Shoulder check a little bit too early there. Diegubis able to make the challenge. Got the Dandy K knockdown, 2H, and continuing pressure. Close slash, nice pickup with the guard crush.
Yeah, and he's able to extend a little bit more with that 2H. I think we are, just because it's a little bit long of our combo, I think we just barely live this, but still, it's not a good situation coming up here. It's just a pixel, but with the shatter, it is actually going to be enough. I always forget, man.
Once you visit the travel around the world here, you're definitely going to come back with a little bit extra damage. All right, the far slash, trying to FD out. We get right in there with this pop buster.
Distance close, tried to go through with the chesto there, didn't quite work out. Nice armor in response, is able to go straight up with the walk up again. Now the strike option, a little bit exhausted here when it comes to post. Wow, never, hold that thought.
Pile bunker. All right, one more opportunity here for Aboii to turn this around. The PRC will call out the burst. 2H counter hit, let's finish the job.
Read the situation perfectly and is able to convert there, and really truly just winning the defensive situations after the Garudas has been the difference maker here. No damage coming off of those really has been a huge deciding factor. As ships in the night, we get the cross up, is able to get the close slash there and force the situation back to mid-screen.
It's been fascinating to not see the teleport shenanigans coming from Diegubis, right? The left-right potential is what we usually see from Slayers. I don't think you had that opportunity against this Potemkin here.
Not really.
YRC out. Ooh, tried to get the backdash slash out, but great coverage here from Aboii.
Oh, IBFD saving us a lot of headache there as we do find a knockdown. Once again.
See, that's what I was talking about from the round start, that hammer fall, being able to absorb that one additional hit here, trying to close this out.
Whiffing an awkward timings, but the 2D still ends up finding the mark. And then once again, just straight up full sending the jump forward at the beginning of the round here. Unfortunately, it's going to get caught by the impact and continuing the pressure. That's 50% life already.
At the low, R/, carries for this pile bunker. Oh no! Missing it, got the Master's Hammer, one more for Guard Crush, and we got that side swap, but great YRC here from Aboii, and it's not going to stop this Slayer!
Oh, got the RC, charged the dust, definitely enough to kill here as we're going to be one round away from sealing the fate here in winner's bracket.
Oh, what a 6-speed deep cross-up finally getting called out. Another counter hit, Guard Crush with the Garuda impacts. So quick to backdash, Diegubis making solid reads!
Oh, but the punish comes through. Speaking of raise, mash it out, maybe straight in with the 2 Ps, close the distance with the overhead. Pressure continues as we get closer to the wall.
All right, here I see, watch the slam, got the 2H. Hammer not able to pick up, a little bit low there.
Oh boy, so much meter. YRC is a must here soon. Try to use the meter to get out there. Again commits.
Try to get the anti-air with that 2H once more. Ooh, the hammer fall comes through. Flex shield to push back a second time here. It does finish the job with the pile bunker. Diegubis closing it out.
And that's that energy I like to see snap straight back to the crowd, and it's like, oh, let's go. That's absolutely the energy that you want to have. Guaranteed top 3 now. As that reign of terror continues, the Slayer looking crispy as ever. And just like I said at the beginning of this, in these early morning situations, in these first matches of top 8, you don't want to be the one that's one step behind.
Right.
Set the tone, set the pace, and what a perfect way to get that done.
Absolutely. You got the hometown hero on the winner's final side of things with the crowd backing him up. Diegubis is looking pretty strong right now, but our next set is going to really set the pace here of the rest of this bracket because both of these competitors are pining for those extra points. The one to come out on top will get further ahead of the other, right? Because Kazam is actually, I believe, a little bit below Lord Knight in the standings for scorings here. So either Lord Knight continues to chase ever higher up the ladder, or Kazam finally overtakes Lord Knight here today, depending upon how the rest of this run goes.
Yeah, definitely extremely excited to get to see what character matchup ends up coming through here as well, because I think there is one expected character matchup, but I won't go too far into talking about, you know, the potential others unless we get to see it here. We'll expand on that a little bit, but there it is, Kazam coming up to the stage, as we said. Extremely excited to get to see if we can cash in some more points. As you said, this gold event is extremely crucial for these players here because obviously winning qualifying spots is massive, but consistency is key for seedings, for placement, for being able to have that insurance policy for yourself as you get later and later into the season.
Exactly, because it's the second to last gold event. I've been talking about it all day on the Grand Blue stream, but this is important, right? And here we go, Lord Knight trying to establish their dominance in this bracket as well. I mean, we're talking about this last one, and then of course Risk will follow up with gold events, and Frosty Fostings closes out at least for stateside and this side of the globe here. You're looking at going to South America for the rest of your points competition, or you try to clean up in Europe, or you go for even harder competition in the entirety of East Asia to try to clean that up.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point, really truly when it comes to Guilty Gear Strive, no free points anywhere, but it's getting tougher and tougher and tougher as we go deeper and deeper here. But as we've said, the matchup is set for now. Expected Johnny versus Baiken.
Right.
Maybe a surprise or two, but probably not.
And a quick correction to myself here. Actually, Lord Knight at 30 points on the leaderboard right now to Kazam's 45.
Ooh.
So this is Lord Knight to try to overtake that run. Again, 100 points to first place, 45 to second here. And in terms of climbing up the rankings, whoa. We're at 185 for the lowest amount of count that you can get to even get close to that top 16 position. That's held by Soap Eaters. So this is crucial. I know Lord Knight will certainly make an appearance at Frosty. Kazam, I believe, will as well. So this is going to be intense as we get in the last few months here.
Yeah, definitely getting deeper into the season. And it's been nice to see how things kind of shake out. I always appreciate getting to see people who are in the end of the season kind of recognize the situation that they're in and try to you know, scoop up as many points as they can as we get deeper and deeper, closer and closer to the finals, which obviously is going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Yes. I mean, this is a yearly run here for Lord Knight. pretty consistent, showing up to first attack in general, and of course, just a competitor through and through, and a yearly appearance, right? So we'll be making that regular rotation of tournament events. Kazam, same way at this point now. But yeah, this is just business as usual for Lord Knight here, just hungry for competition and trying to get better at the game, and certainly has been very consistent with the Baiken, and of course, we'll see if there's any shake-up here, because this is going to be quite an interesting matchup.
Yeah, and I think that's, I don't know, Baiken has always been in such an interesting spot in Strive, I feel like, because I feel like it's one of the characters where I see the most disagreement from the community at large about where she kind of fits into the metagame, what matchup she can handle, and what type of character strengths he's really bringing to the table. It is truly, truly one of the most heavily argued characters I've ever seen when it comes to the tier discussions. And we're talking like moving from like, oh, she's like bottom of high. It's like, oh no, she's bottom of mid. But like, it's a bloodbath.
Then at that point, I just have to say, you know what, she's mid. She's just mid. And I don't care if you disagree. She just sits at mid until you come to a stronger consensus. Give me proof in the pudding that she is either high or low. Otherwise, you sit in the mid, but she has some strong potential, especially now with the change for her parry, right? Being able to call it out through block strings, I think is critical for her defensive game. Because that is one of the biggest weak points that she has as a character. Not a true reversal here, has to try to fight on her laurels in the mid screen, and having that parry to back things up and universal mechanics defensively, I think really helps her kit.
Definitely agree, and I think that LK is the type of player who's more than capable of being able to apply those as sort of a lab monster and a scientist-esque player himself. And looks like it is going to be the Baiken locked in here. So the fist bump comes through, the eagle flies, and we're about ready to go for the other side of winner's bracket now. Kazam and LK to bring the house down to see who is going to have to deal with that Slayer in the later stages.
Do you see the mini mono walking around the venue right now?
Honestly,
we had the mini mono walking around right now.
Which one would be my question? I know, but
which one?
I've seen so many of them. There's so many monos here, bro.
Oh, there's more monos?
You ain't looked yet.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
this guy's in the NBA. There's a lot of stuff going on. Nice throw to get us started here for Kazam. Set us up there with a little bit of damage. Good counter press with a far slash. Ooh. Always what you want to see for the Baiken.
All right, 2P interrupt though. Spacing here, try to fish with that 6P.
I love that. That full screen confirm, being able to get the knockdown and immediately go into the Joker's trick. Good damage as well as being able to apply a knockdown for yourself. Kazam, I was going to say holding the corner well, but now in a bit of trouble themselves.
Our shatter here. Catch-up game, that's all this is at this point. Lots of resources on the side of Kazam here. All right, holding up, but yeah, Johansson, very tricky block there. Oh, catching the landing frames here with that throw. Excellent timing here from Kazam.
Oh, but no hesitation on the other side there for LK. Just go straight in with a 2S to win it out that one character length range, which is a situation where Johnny normally is such a terror.
Yes, but the fact that his normals being a little bit slower there makes it tricky. Got to be more preemptive on your attacks against an opponent there. Nice, Johansson cross up.
He just did sweep twice. Straight in once again, follows through and gets the wall stick. It's going to be a 2P to get the break in a situation for Lord Knight. Sitting on a massive advantage. Use that JD just to delay.
Smart here, trying to adjust the jump angle that we have. Oh, trying to poke with that 5P, but very quick to shut that down is Kazam.
Plenty of meter for both as well as the full burst on the table here.
Nice.
LK backdash immediately stuffed. And reversal timing as we get aggressive. Kazam beats him to the punch on that one, which is definitely how you have to handle that situation. So smart read of the tempo.
And you see how many steps ahead Kazam was. You already had the draw on the jump and approach. Don't you forget that card behind you there to get that extension off the missed minor. Far slash there.
And that far slash only hits because the rope unfortunately pulls him in just close enough. LK gets beaten by his own tool on that one.
Oh, nice, 6P. Beautiful pickup here. And Senga not enough to get the shatter, but we do get our draw set up.
Ooh. Got the throw, sets up the card. Situation not getting better here for LK, and unfortunately, it's a pure guess on the overhead as we follow up well. Kazam is going to be able to lock in that first game. Fast and furious between the two, despite going the distance in rounds.
Slash again here, jumping away. Kabari. Let's see, this is how the offense starts here for Lord Knight. Let's see if we can maintain it, though, as Kazam found a great way to just challenge right back. Both out of burst now.
And just full sends Johnson on the jump over. Unfortunately, JD's a little far, but the tatami mat actually saves us a bunch of headache again. A good just block to actually establish ourselves a jump, and is able to use the PRC to get to the ground.
This will pick up here the misfire setup. Oh, the drift. Trying to catch Kazam, pressing to catch that backdash.
Oh my god. Everybody tripling up there on the far slashes, ends up getting the trade. Kazam with the positional advantage, which is massive.
Look at that guard crush there, able to get the slow, but no follow-up there, and still littering the field with cars to get these guard crushes at every offensive moment.
The dedication to the craft on the match there from both of them with the rope tied in was actually unbelievable.
Yeah. You can't relent on your offense here, no matter the circumstances. That is the way of the game in Guilty Gear. Here's the YRC with the far slash to challenge there. Getting that extra space from this version of the game. Watch it. Oh, I love the dash up here.
Yeah, and unfortunately after the jump over there, unless we had committed Johnson super late, which maybe the hitbox wouldn't have even made it, we didn't have a way to threaten, unfortunately. So Kabari into Tommy seems to be the choice here, but Kazam just lazily jumps away, sends the first jump backwards, and is just able to pretty easily use that second jump to escape everything.
Yeah, just take your time as you try to escape. And it's almost as though like Kazam is seeing through the frame.
That was whimsical. Like the way he's kind of leaving.
Nice. 6P. It's a battle of differing styles. The intensity of Lord Knight and just the relaxed nature of Kazam.
Nice and easy the way we need it. He is able to get the connection there. Oh. But again, second time we've leaned into the parry here for Lord Knight as the trade comes through and Kazam's first to the punch.
Oh, nice FD, not challenging for guard crush. Kazam trying to chase things down, missing the misfire. Ooh, expected to jump in there. Maybe trying to catch a Johnson on the approach.
Slice fast. Committed the parry, isn't going to get much else for it here. Johnson after the dash over, just able to reposition, and right before the danger penalty as well as before the burst, LK with a great grasp of the situation there. Can it round up?
Absolutely, the expectation that seemed like an intense counter hit. I would burst here, are you? Definitely makes that call.
So you like that? Straight in, the threat of the guard crush there, held us in place for just long enough.
Okay, nice jumping with the JS. And we're tied up. Great sequence here. Really taking this lead. Nice 6P to get the anti-air. Nice approach with the Insenga. Calls out that parry. Is going to extend. Oh, actually out of room there. And there's no card to try to extend. Might have been a miscalculation on the situation.
Ooh. Lansing gets pushed out once again. Full connection as the rope is applied one more time. Meets him air to air, recognizing you can't quite escape in that situation. Unfortunately, vertically, there are limits. Brings it back down to earth and uses the Johnson. LK on the board.
Not out of the woods yet here, as relaxed as Kazam has been. Oh, but it's still a tall order. Got the burst. Nice. Whoa, trade on Kabari there.
So good here, distance closed, doubles up on the misfinder from that distance, is able to just easily commit, misses out on the anti-air though, as LK, sneaky instant air dash to be able to get the cross up.
Johnson there, nice, a second one here, keep protecting your highs.
I like that too, with the run up 5Ks to be able to continue the extensions there, but the legs immediately exposed here, near max meter for Kazam as we spend half and get the throw.
Trying to escape that jump does. Johnson gets called out with that 5P. Great awareness from Kazam. Let's snipe this out with the Joker trick.
Sliced up the lead as well. That low profiles. Either the activity was over or I just learned something new about that move because I did not think we were going to be able to go that low.
Oh yeah, 2H is, a limbo move. You want to take the dub at limbo competition, you go for that 2H. Nice burst.
Respect here. Jump S. Wow, snipes out the jump S.
The JS here. Big approach. All right, burst off the table for the next round. That's huge. And 2H closes it out at maximum distance.
Getting them round up. The snowballs beginning to roll here for Lord Knight. A little too far on the JS on that one, and leaves himself negative in that situation too. Tries to press afterwards. Easy recontest for Kazam.
Chip away. Oh. Really close slash carry though. Does get the throw and should be enough to finish the job. Now we got the shatter, and it is.
Yep, Charge Dust does just enough damage to the wall there to get the stick before the burst is actually available. And then when you get that extra percentage, once you do hit the wall, full burst available now for LK. Great use of the instant block to be able to get a little bit of pressure off of it from both players.
I like the smart play here to get that guard crush to buy ourselves enough time to get that Kabari set up. Pays off pretty well here for Lord Knight. And the JH does connect here. That massive hurt box.
Sliced up and in a tough situation now. Set point for Kazam, but still way behind. Fuzzy stuff ends up not working out as the 6P saves us.
Close slash. Ooh, gotta tap Dust, but no meter to try to follow through. Final touch scenario. If Lord Knight can get this open against Kazam, calls out the burst. That's huge. 2-all in the set.
And that is a tough situation there too, because on the instant air dash JS, a lot of the times you can play chicken and delay your burst there, but I feel like it's a situation where it just feels more natural to try and send it early. It's hard to fault there. It's both players a bit of a stare down in the early situation. Lord Knight unfortunately loses the burst from it here and gets punished on a Johnson that hits way too high.
All right, and I love it here once again. Draw and calling out Mistfinder to deny some of these jump arcs here and cross under. Massive follow-up here. Should get the shatter and certainly succeeds at doing so.
Sliced up in every manner.
Nice.
Love the backdash there. And is able to sweep the legs. Set point once again, but I feel like we've seen this movie before. LK has been able to tear it back from the grips of defeat once already.
Ooh. We'll see Tatame here, still taking our turn. Watch it. Actually, I wonder if we're trying to goad Kazam into spending that card so we don't get this situation that we're seeing right now.
And now, we have the adjustment to the adjustment here. 2S this time is able to completely answer the 2H attempt.
Nice. Got the far slash. Beautiful approach here with the dash blocking coming from Lord Knight. Oh, got the hit up to Tommy. Wasn't expecting it.
Drawing in the PRC to try and consume the card as quick as possible here. A couple misfinders. It does manage to bless the legs. Burst immediately for LK.
Nice.
Last chance as we find the air-to-air.
Right, Red RC, try to get this corner here. If we get this corner, nice job. Enough to finish here. Smart expenditure here from Lord Knight.
Final game, final round. Burst probably going to appear here for LK at some point. Kazam can maybe use it early or go for the Wild Assault. For now, it's just going to be a clean connection. It's just about 50% as we have the positive bonus racking up.
All right, if you get this full screen situation, I agree. We'll probably see that Wild come through the tap Dust. All right, knockdown, and watch out for the guard crush there. Nice avoiding it here from Lord Knight, but 6P full extension here with the PRC. Enough to get a super. No, it doesn't spend. It wouldn't have killed if we got it, but still would have had a hard knockdown.
Yeah, saving the 50 meter though to be able to potentially make an aggressive choice later. There's the PRC, but JD meets us up top.
Kabari knocked out to Tommy Matt. The 2H opens up counter hit. Burst off the table. Kazam trying to predict the jump arc there. The far slash snipes at maximum distance. And Kazam closes out the set in a close one at that.
Yeah, and did have the burst after that first normal connected, but that's such a tough reaction, as well as a situation where Kazam a lot of the times is going to be able to just not input the next piece of the interaction, kind of avoid the situation. So kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, unfortunately for LK though. But Kazam earning the spot extremely effectively here, showing off the continued strength of the Johnny, being able to move in guaranteed top 3.
Yeah, Johnny is still such a force to be reckoned with here, but a great show from Lord Knight. I do love the fact that we were trying to negate so much, and I know this is a part of standard game plan here for Baiken, but the Tommy map being that wall of defense, an additional layer that Johnny had to get through with those misfinders, trying to get those guard crushes, negating that offensive advantage that we would have seen from Kazam, and that takes a lot of mental endurance and also just active defense from Lord Knight to be effective with that, because you're constantly spending actions on the screen, which could be exhausting in and of itself. The full party?
It's a rare. It's rare, but sometimes.
That's if a lot of mistakes have happened. That's a massive snowball effect. The avalanche has now been activated if that happens.
But here we go. We'll see how it pans out between the two. 99 seconds, very important here. Axel does have some decent boxing moves from that range, but instead, he's just going to try and reposition right off the rip and goes for the JK, a more aggressive angle to try and clear the minions.
All right, there's that tornado. Good catch with the Renset pole. And look at that, we'll just clash with the JD, that's fine. Ooh, guard crush to continue that offense. Finally earning the corner. With burst off the field, it's a fair bet to spend. Ooh.
5P right over the head. Straight in with the aggression there. The backdash to actually avoid the wild assault and good use of the, the RC in the air to be able to get that extra little extension. Situation getting a bit messy here for KonKon, but we do have one minion and a counter hit to show for it.
There it is, minion toss. Shatter will replenish these minions. Watch the throw, had to cancel out with the PRC to remain safe, and good low block right after. Zyko in trouble, very few defensive options. We got the tap dust connection. Good finish here from Zyko, or from KonKon.
Yeah, with all these, I love seeing characters that have like insane mix-up and insane tech and like all these different ways to go high-low and this and that, and it's like, no tap dust, bro. We're in. Straight away, almost gets the 3 minion set up there. Great trade, as well as great reposition to get out of the corner here. Extra extensions for your boy Axel low now as Zyko continues the pressure at the mid-range.
Jump back here, nice jump in though. Far slash calls out that burst. Let me see, finish the jump. No, actually just gonna go back full screen.
Yeah, jabbing to the wild assault, unfortunately didn't quite combo from there. Oh, but easy timing.
See, that was really unfortunate. That shield was covering everything. So even if Zyko tried to press, we were still gonna get put back full screen. 6B was so huge there for KonKon.
Little breakdance fighting on the other side. Command attack, but we had already jumped out of the way. And there we go, the 6K, the man of many anti-airs. Really, unless you are exactly above him, he has a normal for you.
Ooh. Jump in, good air-to-air opportunity, and now the minion party begins. There's the full house, does get the super minion activated to extend a little bit more of this offense. Trying to build up that risk, got the 2D, Shatter is imminent. Denied by Zyko's burst.
Wow, good angle to throw the minions as well. Finds the legs, and the command attack is able to secure us the wall break now. A pixel of life left, and a must-win situation now, and back to full screen. An opportunity for Zyko, but needs to play perfect.
Oh, what a throw.
And unfortunately, it's so impossibly difficult to play perfect in a situation like that where you're playing a character that has to take such committal angles, and your opponent has an RC to essentially add an air dash, add a character length to whatever their next choice is.
Oh man, here we go. Game number 2.
Pushed out with the Renson, we continue to roll, looks for the pull-in, but the 2D right off the rip.
Ooh, got our guard crush, continuing offense. I love it because KonKon used the exact same strategy in game number 1, just to push to the corner. Burst away, huge for KonKon.
Yeah,
JS.
Appreciate that as well, sets up the tornado and tries to close the distance. OTG as we continue to do as much as we can, looking to read the movement options as wherever possible.
All right, another YRC, try to push back out. JS is the fadeaway option. KonKon in trouble. Oh, I thought we'd go for left-right JH right there. That's usually the mix that we attempt as Axel, but Zyko being a little honest here, and that might come back to bite you.
Looking like it actually is right now. 5P, still not able to get there though. That little fireball does just enough, and now once again, chip is a factor.
Oh, slash, and just outside the range of the YRC. Last-ditch effort on the burst, 2. Wow. So we spent burst this round after spending our wild assault in a last-ditch effort. I'm not sure if I agree with that burst, because look at the resources from Zyko.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like, if it works, you're a genius. It's a tough situation. Sometimes it's worth it. Fortunately, in this situation, not looking so much. Tornado comes through once again, but the minion, luckily, is able to cruise just over top.
Trying to give chase here, but Zyko with a simple 5P to shut down that offense. Nice 2D.
Perfectly fits inside the triangle that is the JS.
I believe that is an isosceles triangle that was just shaped right there, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you.
A plus B equals something.
Yeah, anyways, soccer kick, 2 minions. Straight in, the pressure continues here. He's going to go for the buff and continue with the attack. Command's chip is adding up. Zyko finally says, please get me out of here.
Oh, actually, minion clashing right over that. Nice 2D pickup. Finish the combo.
I'm thinking about the Pythagorean theorem.
Was I on the right path?
A squared equals C squared. Yeah,
I was right. I was close. Okay.
Straight in, aggressive angle once again. Manages to find it with the knockdown here.
I don't think that covers an isosceles triangle, though.
It doesn't. I'm just going to let it rock. I'm not trying to rehash geometry. Nice dash away, able to avoid.
All right, Ren said we just run away. Scurry away with the child. All right, nice. Avoiding the Winter Mantis, but still going to get sniped by Rensen. And like you're talking about, though, at the top of the set, if you're at a full screen distance, that's Axel's perfect position there to snipe you out for those minion tosses. You don't have a free territory to challenge.
Yeah, the Rensen is just such a deciding factor in the matchup so far. The cherry bomb as well, that little extra extension occupies so much of your time, so much of your mind space.
A moment of hesitation right there, able to get a free knockdown. What do I do with the small minion? I don't know what to do with my hands, Proxy. Ooh, oh, nice.
Got it there with the pull in. Manages to avoid. Unfortunately, chooses the wrong normal on the dash back, but trades with the 2D, the perfect normal for that situation.
2H, still applying Rensen. Nice 2D counter hit. Zyko first to spend burst again. Every single round has been Zyko spending first on burst.
Sick confirmed though with the JH finding the mark. He's able to go 2P into the straight pull through, and now situation getting a bit dire here. Full burst still available for KonKon, and Zyko looking to run this up if we can. Perfectly threads the needle for the 2K2D.
5P, shut it down with 2H. Ooh, not going to snipe with Rensen here. We stop the approach. KonKon finally gets a minion out. Yo! YRC, push away. Pumping the brakes is KonKon. Nice, 2D, shutting down the startup here from Zyko. Oh no, but not the side swap we wanted. We're gonna try to course correct after that 2S.
Extended perfectly after the legs. Straight in with the attack command, and then the tap dust to seal the deal. Around a piece, a game apiece, a must win between the two. Momentum would be everything. 2 in a row. Feels like a death sentence with how close this has been.
Trying to lock this down here. Right, nice, got the anti-air. And not able to follow up after the JP. We do bless the dome with the overhead. Ooh, that's a big reach right there, KonKon. Nice, got her 6P.
The perfect reach on the secondary situation though. Soccer kick again finds the mark, forces the burst here. All resources off the table now as we're stuck in the corner. Zyko is in huge trouble, and that trouble has just about sealed the deal, not quite.
Okay, nice low block, avoiding Winter Mantis again. Oh no, got the drift. I can't believe that minion setup, that was insane.
Through the minion and dashes backwards to pull the corner towards, because the minions can't go off screen. Manually drags them into position for the attack command. Genius.
Well played, great situation awareness from KonKon with this 2-1 lead. Round start 2D, and it works out. Right, there we go. They're back away here, but already getting overwhelmed. Zyko in trouble without this burst. Does get the wall assault, but it's a hit instead of guard crush.
Oh, minion pressure continues to be applied. 6P at a decent placement there. Only gets the minion though. Jacko continues to roam even after the JS. Situation not getting better here as we continue with the fuzzy pressure.
Okay, this is enough to finish the round here. KonKon now on match point.
Crazy to think that's the first instance of Elysium driver in this set. We've been spending meter for minion buffs consistently, and boy has it been working.
Nice soccer kick here. Beautiful setup for KonKon. Had the dash cancel though. Nice. All right, 2H. We do get a little breathing room as Zyko here, but KonKon has been so consistent at shutting down the full screen offense of Axel by letting the minions run into danger instead of themselves. 6P anti-air, setting up for the next conversion to get the shatter.
Almost a little unfortunate, though, that the shatter does come through because now has to reset neutral. But with a backdash like that, it forces the RC. Situation for Zyko looking a little bit better, but still not quite where we want it to be. No RC, but does have burst, and it has to spend it here.
That drift buying you a little bit of time to get the 6P. Minion right behind your tornado. You dropped a minion behind enemy lines, and Owen Wilson came in the clutch for that one. He said, wow.
And once again, the crucial situation saving the day, being able to position the minions in places. There's nothing more dangerous than a Jacko minion right behind you when you're full screen because you feel like you don't want to overpress moving forwards, but the potential of attack command to interrupt any of your movement options from that position just puts you in a spot where you, in a situation where normally you would be playing a little more chill from full screen, you have to make a hasty decision. It's just kind of a death sentence again.
It's such an interesting matchup because so much of that screen is commanded by Axel, and yet still Jacko can command a lot of it. It's just who gets that initial outset first, or like their offense set up, and I think it really set the pace at round start when we got that 2D off. And just keep in mind that Zyko, time and time again, was the first to spend burst every time, and that's how expensive it was. Because look at the set score. We did get one game where we spent burst initially, but for the entire set, first one to pull that trigger ended up being a loser for that set, and KonKon really took advantage of it.
Yeah, and that's, I'm glad you talked about 99 seconds too, because there was some important stuff coming out on that one too. Jacko potentially can get a little more aggressive at 99 with 2D or things of that nature, but most of the time was choosing to go for instant air dash backs or just bank on the fact that Zyko was going to take a little bit more of a passive angle to be able to guarantee establish that first minion. There was so much being decided in the initial 3 seconds. It's kind of ridiculous.
Really setting the pace of the match as we get our next competitors walking into the arena. Spicy Monkey should be showing up here, and I do believe this is our Giovanna competitor.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's going to be the choice here, but either way, definitely excited to get to see what they bring to the table here. As we said, getting to see a lot of players that we are potentially unfamiliar with, which is nice. Getting to see the talent come out in full force here, earn their points and earn their situations. We got our other opponent, Kensei, coming up on the other side.
Yes. Kensei will be stepping into this arena here again, and actually, I love the sneakers. I have those same sneakers, actually. Those are fire. Opening credits, if yeah, all right. I was gonna say, if you do that song that I know you're threatening to do, I'm not crying here in Puerto Rico because of you.
All good to go. Getting ourselves locked in here. Our final match of round 1 is going to be Kai Kiske back up to bat here. See how we deal with the Giovanna. A lot of potential upside here. 99 seconds, obviously, again, very important here. Don't want to be too predictable, but you can steal a lot of space depending on how the Giovanna plays. If Gio shows you too passive of angles, whether it's Fireball on the ground or TK Fireball, you could potentially get a steal away from there. You could obviously backdash. Far Slash can do wonders against pretty much any aggressive option that's not aerial against Gio. The Far Slash of legends, brother.
It is just a long sword of doom, and look, you're already seeing it, right? But 6P is going to be the big counter. It's just so much of what Kai can do. Yeah. Unfortunately, running into that Far Slash. Now shock applied, not challenging the spiral arrow, but again, full showstopper, that Far Slash.
From the right distance there, unfortunately, he's going to get punished straight away. Dashes up and finds the throw. Situation getting a bit messy here for Kensei, and is able to press out, though.
Full slash pressure here. And if you're giving room to Kai, that's room for Far Slash, but you've seen time and time again, Spicy really fishing for that 6P. Nice DP on the approach as well. Counter hit would have been huge because we could have got that launcher into shatter situation, but the heavy, but spent the 204K instead. Still got the victory.
Yeah, even with the meter on deck and the potential to kill, still is able to get the reset and finish business the way that we need to here. But the dash up 2P, quick answer as we look for the flip kick and abuse those plus frames. What a 2D though. That's a normal we haven't talked about much. Kind of ridiculous in certain situations here. The wind box, obviously pretty good. It's just you don't want to be challenging Kai and footsies a lot of the times. It's more of a brute force initiator. If you can try and press early, just like that.
With the dash install to pick it up, get an extended launcher for hard knockdown off 6H. All right. Does go for 2S. Oh, and that delayed pressure, that moment of hesitation. If you would have pressed 6P the moment you see Spiral Arrow start, that would have been Kensei's punish. Oh, yes.
And doubled up again, going back to the well in the 6P, just like you said. A crucial normal in the situation, whether it's to deal with the mid-range of Kai or the fireballs. It's kind of a fix-all, it seems, so far in this matchup.
It's so much more terrifying to put out there in this version of the game because of an extended recovery off 6P. And the previous version of the game, you used to just kind of sit there and go fish with 6P and get pretty well unpunished. But nowadays, that's a big commitment. There's that 2P to interrupt here. Back against the wall. Gonna hold. Oh, we shut down the stun dipper with that 2D.
Made some room for herself here. Tried to abuse with the plus frames there. Perfect press. Doesn't want to deal with the plus 4.
Oh, see, nice. Trying to bait out a 6P attempt. Ew. Maximum range, far slash connects. Danger is being threatened. Oh, the jump.
Oh, and Danger no longer. Round out of the way. He's able to close it out with the DP to follow.
I almost want to see dash install into the back K, right, to go for that high kick. That would have been interesting and close the gap there with how often Kensei was jumping. And even if it was blocked, you're pushing him right back into the corner. You still got a forward approach.
And fireball into the flip kick forward. For now, is going to continue. Oh,
nice.
No, off the counter hit, of course. The extra extensions.
Ooh, beautiful side swap combo. This will shatter.
Sauce it up the appropriate amount, 50% life. Still left over, has some meter to be able to play with here. The FD to make room and the 2P to follow, but the 2P check. Pretty spicy.
Nice. 6P does go RC. Enough to shatter it. No, a little bit short. And I do love the awareness though, because we were trying to set up to get that shatter. But once we saw how low to the ground we were, what's gonna happen. All right, so there's the FD to push away. Does get the 2P. Spicy about to prove us wrong here on this matchup at this point, but we are a round down. Next hit kills.
Yeah, delaying things just a bit, leaning into the fireball game a little more. Gotta be careful about how you approach, but no, carefree on the jump in here as we're gonna even up the rounds once again. Spicy continues to roll here, ahead on the burst economy as well as ahead on the life bar for the second time.
If you're not going to get the time to 6P, you have a DP, Kensei. You should have been able to challenge there, but wasn't ready for it defensively.
Rolled up a little too aggressively there. Couldn't quite find the throw the way we wanted to. Spicy once again, this time with a bit of breakdancing, is going to be able to put us up into a potential guess for game.
Backing off. Full screen position is interesting because then we go spiral arrow. There's no room to backdash anymore. Kensei with the stun dipper, but doesn't extend, drops it.
If we get 50 meters again, you got a dragon install. You have to unleash the beast. Oh no, looks for the cross up. What a 6P and what a block. Every situation coming up in Spicy's favor. Has such a read on the defensive habits right now.
All right, I do want to say that I know we both called that Kai is definitely the one to take the W here, but also you have to win in the neutral game. And that's the thing about Giovanna players. They are dominant in the neutral game because they have to. It is a requirement to excel in neutral as a Giovanna player. And Spicy is showing that in spades. Beautiful RC to get the JH.
Like that, slowed yourself down. JH on the other side. And you can do, I can do a little better. 6P in response as well. Continue to show off a lot of the same tools here as we go for the RC and get the extension. Misses out on the confirm here. A lot of damage left on the table, unfortunately.
All right, okay. Stand up here. Quick RC to get the low. Sneaky. Try to get that anti-air with that 6B there. Drill and still no challenge. That's been the big flaw of this set, is that Kensei is not challenging these spiral arrows. And that's why we're not going charge spiral arrow from Spicy. If you're not going to challenge me, I can just go for the regular one, get my plus frames. I don't have to worry about it.
Still able to apply just enough damage to be able to still stay relevant on this one here, though. Has the round up. And again, from there, that's got to be a 6P, that's got to be a DP. Something has to give.
Again, every time, but it's too late to react. Massive counter hit, hard knockdown. Kensei, we got to clean this up. Run throw. We haven't even introduced a strike throw layer yet. We're finally introducing strike throw from Gio.
Doubled up with the 2S. So instead, he can't be our pace. Absolutely, brute force it. You have to.
Watch the drill. Oh, goes too deep. Goes slash.
extremely smart wild assault here. Ooh. Leaves him standing, doesn't want to break the wall from that one. Unfortunately is going to after the stun dipper, and now an awkward situation, a bit of a duel between the two. Gets the poke and delays into the low.
All right, surviving for one more game here, but I'm telling you, we got to start calling out these drills. And Spicy is well aware that I'm getting away with some of this free offense, and I will gladly take it. There's 6P on the approach. Let's get our plus frames here. No challenge to be found here because we can't, not in that situation. There it is!
Yeah, 6P finding it out. The people's elbow saves us out. 5S, unfortunately whiffing. It's a burst for an RC. A trade you never want to see here while your back is still to the corner.
There, far slash. A little bit too close for comfort on that drill.
Not much life to play with left. Straight in with the far slash here. Delays into the 2P, but the 2S is going to clean that up. Kensei, a new lease on life. I think that maybe, no, not quite safe.
Literally a touch away from death. Got to worry about chip. We do have FD options, but yeah, you would have to have played a perfect game for the rest of the round here to take the dub.
Blocking at that point is enough to completely seal the deal. We take, again, a more aggressive angle at the start. We're already to the East Coast corner here. Actually, kind of crazy pressure.
All right, Wild Assault trying to push back to the neutral screen. Foudre, we are safe. That shock state was still there. Ooh.
Oh my, dialed in so effectively there with the burst bait. These adjustments have been unreal. The offensive prowess for Kensei showing off beautifully.
Wow.
Even there was aware and tried to backdash that. Unfortunately, the spacing was a little off.
All right, yeah, but stun dipper will close it out. Kensei tying it up.
When you can see the determination, one more, knows they only have a single game to go here. And on the side of Spicy, it's got to be demoralizing here because I feel like a lot of your offensive stuff is working out well. It's just you're getting asked more questions defensively that you just haven't quite been able to answer.
There it is. Nice, actually getting the whip punish there by chasing down that far slash. Oh no, the jump in. I wonder if it was supposed to be dash DP. We just didn't have the execution in time. Oh geez, and again, the backdash away, gonna get caught by close slash with Spicy with a throw.
I love this though, get a little more aggressive, close that distance, try to do what you can. Yes, the DP smart!
Oh, what sliding into the DMs off this with the close slash cross under.
Oh, heavy stun edge into empty jump low, a tail as old as time. How long has Kai existed? Because that's how long we've had that mix-up. Holy.
Oh, max range on the 2K. Just enough to get the shatter here, but not enough to get the meter that we need to finish the job.
Meter advantage.
Oh no, oh no! The moment I saw PRC, it's panic mode. Is it throw? What are we doing?
Especially when you've already jumped, so you're committed to a weird situation there. No meter, straight in. Close slash to catch the backdash here. Kensei continuing to fire on all cylinders. It's 50% life and a burst left for Spicy.
There it is, DP. Not following up yet. Does have red RC to continue. All lows. There it is. Close slash does get burst. Last ditch effort here from Spicy. Sneaks in with the far slash. Kensei not going to allow for it to continue. Oh no, drill gets interrupted.
That's that hard knockdown. Felt like he needed to spend the YRC. A little bits of damage. Able to find the cross up there. I had already committed to the backdash, unfortunately, so no way to answer on the landing.
Oh, what a 6P, and that finishes the job. Kensei with the reverse sweep against Spicy advances on the loose side of top 8.
Yeah, the bounce back was unbelievable. Falls down 2-0, and again, I feel like started to answer some of the defensive situations a little bit better, but honestly and truly, it came more, because we had a lot of comments about the defense, it came down more to the offense there. It made more of every single hit and was just able to be sticky in the right situations.
Yeah, I mean, like you were saying, that it being caught on a back foot so often, not really calling out some of these defensive options that we should have had, right? And a lot of that pressure from Gio, because again, there are a lot of vulnerabilities in her approach, especially with those far slashes that we saw from Spicy. Could have been well challenged because they're so, at least so called out like preemptively, right? Because you do have your 6B that calls through in low profiles. You have a DP that can call through it. You have so many options just deal with Giovanna that weren't showcased here, but at the same time, the damage output becomes crucial because Kai leaps and bounds, challenges against Giovanna in that regard.
Definitely agreed. Unfortunately, that's going to move us on. Spicy is going to be eliminated there, but top 8, definitely something to be proud of for sure. As we go on to our loser side quarters now, it's going to be Aboii and KonKon, so it is going to be that Potemkin trying to rise to the occasion one more time. Zyko on the other side for this one, though.
Yes, indeed. I mean, Potemkin still has a lot of great options. Slide head will become a great factor here in this matchup.
Oh, yeah. Also, I mean, Flick has always been pretty good in this matchup, but Flick is currently in the most questionable state it has ever been in. This move is a massive problem in pressure on defense when it comes to projectiles, on offense when it comes to projectiles. In every conceivable situation, Flick is pretty good. So definitely something to consider as well as Aboii. Again, a player who generally plays a little bit more aggressive, a little more strike throw, is not trying to play that mid-range stuff, is going to use that armor, and is pretty, one of the standout things I feel like is pretty good at knowing when to use armor to break out of block strings as well.
Yeah, that's going to be the key factor here. Just Potemkin has been on such an amazing ride as of late, has certainly risen to the occasion. Been at the forefront of conversation for quite some time along other big body characters.
I'm just happy to see my boy shine. He deserves it. Listen, they gave us so much hope in the beta, and then they were like, Season 1, here he is, your boy's back. And I was like, no, this is not the character I was playing for a month. What'd you do to me?
It's so fascinating because I brought it, like, big bodies have been dominant throughout the life of Guilty Gear Strive. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Other than Happy Chaos, who has also been near the top since the day of inception, and this has been a big body game. Leo Whitefang, Happy Chaos, and the big body boys has definitely been the theme of this game.
Hold on, Leo is definitely big body in soul.
They have big body spirit.
They
have big body spirit. They're not big body characters, but they have the spirit, 100%.
And Happy Chaos is not big body at all. Like, it has no big body, soul, nothing.
He's his own thing.
He's got big brain.
Yeah.
That's why he has the brain blast.
That's what we'll call it. Oh, dude. All right, looking good here. Fist bumps are applied. We're going to get into the matchup once again. See, this is the energy. Get on stage. Have some fun. Dude, listen, we're at the end of the day. We're playing video games. That's what I like to see. He found the point to Zyko. That was sick.
Enhance.
Good energy all around, though. I love to get to see the smiles on the faces here as Aboii versus KonKon is our match to show us off now in the loser's side of the affair once again.
All right, already got the 5-piece shut down the first minion, and he saw slide head Aston's rep, but we take it to the skies, KonKon. Nice approach, couple hits on that one, ducked a little bit too early.
Okay, drop a minion, reposition. Yeah, and again, on that jump forward, you end up with a minion behind you. Attack command becomes a devastating choice. The Chudy actually threads the needle.
Oh. Yeah, I got the launcher here. It should be around for KonKon, and it certainly will be.
That's the other thing that's a little bit rough about this one is even when Zyko is kind of dominating, I feel like it's usually like a 2.5, 3-touch game. So you can get mauled, and it just feels a lot longer than some other characters' rounds when the snowball rolls, which is definitely a factor.
Yeah. Minion toss for corner here. Applause. Trying to cheer on the minions. The quick hammerfall break. Just denying the arc of that minion there, too, and put it in the forefront. Just want to get caught from behind the RC. We are going to extend corner carry. Ooh, no!
Full commit, close the distance there. Rocket tackle to make it to the wall. Jump S, always smart. Wow, it just commits with a tackle again. It's still not quite enough, though. The close touch actually leaves us with a pixel. But, oh, the impact. We wild assault straight through.
Right, minion tried to interrupt the one right in front of us here, but got caught by the second minion toss. Nice knockdown.
There is no worse feeling as a Potemkin than going for Gigantor Kai and having your opponent completely trivialize it because you're like, wow, my force field I spent 50 meter on. Like, what the heck? Like,
wow.
This felt like it was supposed to be airtight.
That was an expensive force field. You just knocked down the wall.
A perfect choice to wild assault through, working out beautifully as Aboii says, wild assault, you know, it's a pretty good idea. Let me use that. Let me see how that goes for me.
Let's see how I close the gap with this here. Flick does shut everything down. You know what? Stay at that range, just keep flicking. Nice. Gigantic Kai does come through. How much? We're using Flick so much in this round.
Unfortunately, it didn't juggle out the way we wanted it to here as the wall break does come through. It's not a hard knockdown, though, so being able to play the stand-up, maybe will make a difference.
Gonna be locked in this corner. No resources here, so FD, hope and a prayer. Burst is available. We do spend. We are on the cusp of victory here, but KonKon will have resource advantage next round. Uh-oh. If KonKon closes, but the 6P.
Prayers up for your boys, able to save the day. 6P, absolutely crucial in the moment there.
Good kick here. Got the approach with the launcher.
I like that KonKon's trying to preemptively adjust as well as throwing minions and stopping them with shield early in situations. Unfortunately, shield's not going to help you against the Pop Buster.
Backing off. Nice backdash. Still going to get picked up by the minion, though. All right. Trying to build on that risk gauge here. And what a hammer fall. Got the 6P heat knuckle.
Prayers up for the second time. Distance closed. Looks for the chop. Incredibly smart instance of the low there. Good jump backwards as well, but KonKon's pressure is unrelenting.
Oh, try to get the guard cancel. Not going to work. That's meter wasted as we get the YRC Aboii. Last ditch effort. Ooh. All right, we take the JDs.
You gotta take small steps forwards here. You need to build that extra meter. Just gets to the 50 and immediately it's Gigantic Kai, but the minion pops him on the top of the head with the throw.
Bonk.
We got FPS going on the stage to the left here. I didn't know we were seeing it here too.
Yes,
good God.
Indeed. The slam dunk of the century there.
Uh-oh.
Right, another minion. It's full lockdown with super minions.
Now, I don't like the term checkmate. But 2 minions in an attack command while you don't have burst?
Here's our knockdown here. Wild assault, but the backdash from KonKon tries to chase down. They both have the same idea. Super minion calls up that 6P.
2D finds the mark though. Distance closed. Pop Buster attempted. His jump, but not punished.
All right, another kick. Minion toss again with the RC to extend. Baits out the throw. KonKon.
RC nothing jump forward is diabolical work, by the way.
RC
absolutely diabolical work. Just puts their hands on the glass and looks at him in the jumps. Absolutely ridiculous. KonKon making such smart decisions on offense.
It's the Goku looking in the window breathing.
He said, how strong? Straight away, second minion pulled out, forced the burst out here. Aboii again having to answer a lot of questions defensively here. Situation getting worse and worse as KonKon. We're flowing right now. This is absolute flow state on the offense.
The fuzzy wuzzy. Oh no, heat tackle coming through. Oh, all right, stop. That's enough. All right, unbutton the controller, Aboii. It's looking bad, bro.
Moonwalked out of the situation here, setting it up once again.
Flick. It's looking bad.
Flick was such a good choice, but the timing doesn't work out. KonKon throws the minion at the perfect spacing. It's set point.
6P. We got the clash. Immediate exit. Get wild assault for the guard crush, and we get a free minion application. Okay, got our knockdown. Still gonna chase that with that wild assault. Finally getting a pop buster.
Yeah, not too much damage though, because it is the combo after the wild assault.
Right.
Still looking good though. But that one, that's not a combo. That's a kill actually.
Right, KonKon still has plenty of resources on their side, but guard crush from the Garuda, shutting down the jump route. Expecting a second Garuda there.
Dude.
KonKon, oh no.
2 sick combo routes in a row from Aboii there, being able to get the counter hit 2P and confirm it with the 6K, as well as the follow-up on the jump loop.
Watch it, backing off. All right, caught the backdash here. That far slash, being dominant. Aboii finally putting a point on the board.
And not looking happy here. Not
I wouldn't
not
be
settled
either.
in. Listen, job's not done. I definitely respect it.
I'm getting cooked by the Jacko game plan. I'd be mad too.
And straight back into the mix one more time. Can Aboii continue this comeback here? So far, not working out as KonKon's back to the full screen nonsense.
Watch the flick. Nice knockdown with another minion setup. Try to go for the left-right, but the burst denies it. Oh no, what do I do? Proxy, what do I do?
Dude, and just losing the ability to armor things as you try and slide head is such a massive hit in this matchup here, because a lot of times when she throws a minion and she falls, that was your answer. You have to be so much more creative about how you approach, and you know, creativity might net you a pot buster or two.
Oh, we're already in the heavens above. Does get the block. Oh, what a body splash. Does get the counter hit on the superheat knuckle. Did enough to finish the job.
Yeah, had to be the choice there. Wanted to lock out the burst as soon as possible while the Gigantor Kai did the damage. Aboii still sitting on a wild assault as we use that 5S to be able to close out the minion.
Let's make the approach, catching back dash on the kick. Oh, no, minions still keep knocking at the door. We got the launcher.
Elysium Driver sets us up for the hard knockdown here. Positive bonus, really the big draw at this point. Opportunity to use a wild assault to pull a minion. Instead, it's a counter hit 2D and loop it again.
Substantial opportunity here for KonKon. I just hear tires screech.
Dude, what a pack throw, though. Listen, that was the sound of Aboii putting the brakes down on the offense.
That's what it was. So that's enough.
He enter Kai after the OTG. Yeah, and is able to make room. That's such a tricky situation with standing with 5P and JP. Occasionally, you can put it in a situation where the Gigantor Kai has a big enough gap to actually go for a pot buster.
My goodness. Okay. Aboii returning the favor. That was pumping the brakes. This is enough. We're stopping the car.
That was an e-brake. We did the Akira slide with the Potemkin, bro. It was ridiculous.
All right, but Slash is actually on that shielded minion.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but we already had a couple hits on those, so they were going to go down anyways. All right, nice knockdown. Minion call, burst away, at least blocked by KonKon here, even on resources, but a massive counter hit.
Tucked away, drops the minion, lands in time, and is able to stay safe. Tries to backdash with the close slash, always handling business.
Jumping in here, hammerfall break. Nice. Trying to chase down with the hammerfall. I like the back step, a single step back to get that 6P. And the finish.
I thought maybe we were going to have to go for some RC shenanigans to take the kill there, but still looking good. Set point for Aboii on the bounce back.
Okay. Massive jump in with that counter hit.
Okay, and this positive bonus might end up being the deciding factor here. Final game, final ground, right on the horizon.
Guard crush again. Ooh, was able to finish the job. There we go. Knockdown, Elysium Driver. KonKon gonna put a round up.
Oh no.
No, wait a minute. What? Not close up for corner proxy.
Uh-oh. You've got to escape here.
No.
Aboii,
What have I
pedal
done?
to the metal. Oh no, the pot buster to get the party started leaves us with 50 meters.
What have I done? Proxy, what have I done?
Oh no, and off of the situation, the drop in the corner to not get the finish. Aboii with two good guesses is able to take the victory there. What an unbelievable run back.
Oh no.
Don't look, it's okay.
Don't look. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
why
man.
Why didn't the glass break,
The
bro?
Elysium Driver not shattering the wall ends up being all we need. And I alluded to it earlier in the Diegubis set earlier, was that, you know, with Potemkin on the screen, until the health is 0, truly, I hope I don't sound like I'm exaggerating when I say, like, it's relatively even until he's dead, no matter what the situation is.
As you can see, that risk gauge mad cranked, a couple pop busters closes it out. And Man, oh man, Aboii, quite the comeback. A couple reversal sweeps here in this top 8 has been really extraordinary. And still, Aboii will get an opportunity to run it back eventually here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Lord Knight, though, versus Kensei is going to be coming up here.
And this is another player who, again, is coming off of a pretty hot run back of their own. Was down 0-2 again after having to make some really tough defensive adjustments there, but truly persevered through the power of their offense. Was able to stop a lot of the spiral arrows, adjusted well with the 6Ps in certain situations, but for the most part was just like, you know what, I'm just going to do more damage per hit. What are you going to do about that?
I'll try to keep up, I guess. Yes, but Lord Knight going to be on this Baiken here. This will be a very interesting matchup because if we're not calling out defensively here, I think that's the big tell. If we weren't going for Vapor Thrust at all in our previous set, that's going to be a nice little boon here for Lord Knight because now we're not being interrupted off of Yozansen, which is already difficult to interact with anyways. Yeah. But now off of Kabari, right? If we get tethered up, that's kind of a huge counter against Baiken here when you're tethered because then you get massive follow-ups by being tied up that way. And if we're not representing Vapor Thrust at all, might be having a tough situation ahead of us here.
Small adjustment for Kensei as well in this one is that obviously has been using the 5P extremely effectively as you have to, but on this one, it's going to be a little bit more of the 2S instead of the 5S there. You wanted to try and check, as we saw in the earlier set, Lord Knight doing a great job of utilizing the 2-8s to be able to slide under a lot of these normals here. So Kai naturally can commit and punish and do well at contesting that lower space, but you need to make like you need to be cognizant of the choice of actually going to that low a little bit more often.
Exactly, because that far slash, as you pointed out, is definitely going to get duffed by 2H. Coming from Baiken here, that's a beautiful low-profile option. Get our button check going here. This is pretty big for Lord Knight to try to advance in this bracket, especially with these points on the line. Still within points territory, but not the score we're looking for here.
Absolutely. At this point here, like you said, in this at this portion of the season, definitely needs to lock himself like a first or second place to be able to get those points to stay consistent here. All of these players really needing, if they want to stay in the contention for AWT, as far as this event being a gold event, that first place is crucial for your life.
Yeah, for the folks that are in this bracket here, trying to get that massive jump of 100 points is definitely crucial. It is just a fight for, at the very least, of within the 20s here in terms of score, especially for Lord Knight, right? We'll get about 130 if we take this whole thing, which means we would overtake Precho at 19th place in the current standings.
Getting closer and closer to that potential finish for himself here, but now a more important thing to have to deal with here is how are you going to overcome Kensei? Ooh. Great use of the parry at the early stage.
Yes, gets that extra hang time for the mixed potential off the JD. This is what I'm talking about, right? If we have, there's no reversal opportunity right there, recovered by Tatami. But if we're still going to be floating within that territory, we just check those reactions. So Lord Knight knows we can have that free open territory off tether. Nice JS.
The burst. Oh no, and RC's forward, knowing that the activity is going to be gone at that point, follows through with a double 2P. Love the idea here as we backdash now.
Ooh, good blocks. That 5P? Ooh, wait a minute. All right, Tatami still trying to chase things down. There was the 2H startup, wanted the trip guard.
2S. And doubles up, the legs get exposed. RC's forward again and is able to kill with the DP. I love to see the crowd popping off, bro. Yes. That's the energy I want.
That's the home crowd here, the Puerto Rican crowd cheering on Kensei.
Followed up, gets the whip punish on the follow-up as well, but oh yeah, quick answer and response for LK. Ooh. Gets the pull-in, but the backdash! What a call-out again!
Insane. Kensei gonna reapply that shock state. A little bit too far off that 5P, interesting. All right, but backing off here. Watch that danger, the JS. I know you have this life lead, but Lord Knight is going to make it dwindle away instantaneously with the Yozansen side swap. We have a gun. We can finish the job.
Can I just say, forcibly swapping the side there, knowing that the next interaction will kill and your opponent's not going to have time to get burst back, is a genius play that you see from a lot of these high-level players. Yes. So smart to give away. Positive bonus. It's easy to see it with rose-colored glasses, but keeping control is everything in a spot like that.
Exactly. Oh, beautiful Tatami is shut down the stun edge there.
I thought that was cross up your Johnson a million percent.
Yeah, that is tough. But that's the thing of it, right? The fact that we've not shown a single DP from Kensei, Lord Knight can continue to dominate in these skies.
Yeah, anti-airing really truly has been the one big gap in the gameplay here so far, as the empty low does find the mark. LK trying to get this first game on the board, but can't quite put him away. 50 meter, a huge resource lead actually for Kensei now.
Nice. Ooh, the parry. Last ditch effort on the burst. Does FD for her life. But not enough. Kabari will send it home.
I like a lot of the ideas we had in the ending situation there, though. Was able to go for the burst and whip for the jump, knowing that some kind of aggressive option with 100 meter on the other side was going to come out. Lord Knight with the opening gambit takes the first touch and forces the burst.
Oh no! Try to burst, or excuse me, get the parry, but does get caught low.
And that one's not even an anti-air pro. That's a good angle from LK, man.
Nice. Got the far slash. The tether, double-edged sword here.
You know what Kai needed was a hard knockdown. Shock stage slide.
All right, Jobber.
Hey, my bad. Oh no, Tatami Matt straight into the rope. Situation getting a bit dicey here. Kensei has to block the interaction, but unfortunately can't. 100 meter on our side, but crosses up the potential reversal. Wow.
Nightmare scenario. My back is slightly away from the wall. You can cross me? Oh, God. Oh, Kabari shuts down the far slash. Immediate burst. And I love the defense of Tatami. We saw it in the last set from Lord Knight against Kazam.
Double trade there with the 5S. Slides on in. Parry gonna work wonders once again. And frame trips with the H Kabari follow-up. Respect.
Oh, a little bit too low for that full follow-up here, but Lord Knight gonna avoid the shatter. Wants a more optimal scenario where I can get the kill off the next interaction. Backs away with the JS.
That backdash ended up perfect to be able to secure the whiff punish here. So we have super as we go for the shatter one more time. Still alive, but the situation is dire.
All right, can you last long enough to get a burst? Oh no! You cannot!
Yeah, it had to be YRC, it had to be reversal super, something of the nature here at Kensei. I would love to see some reversal RTL, some reversal DP, some more aggressive defensive options would be, I think, honestly, extremely good, especially with how, like, not disrespectful, but how much room LK's taking. We're taking up a lot of space.
LK has, like, tested the waters several times, and that opening gambit in game one was literally, are you going to anti-air? Because I'm putting myself in a very precarious position, and yet you will not challenge? Fine. My game plan is opened up entirely.
5S tries to
Which
commit again.
JS's, you could have done a dash up into DP Vapor Thrust.
Unfortunately there, the slide was already committed while the Salt keep it rolling, gets to the wall and breaks it with the JD and Dust Me Trust as always.
Oh no, taking to the skies, close slash. Lord Knight looking to close this one out.
Oh, set point on the line now. Kensei, we've seen them come back from this situation once already. Yep. Can we get that late game activation one more time, or is the tank empty?
JD again. Whoa. Massive counter hit. That's our knockdown opportunity. Jump back away, but the JS denying Kensei that offense here.
Okay. Burst, really the last bastion of defense here. Nice whip punish though, okay, who you fighting?
He's like, all right, you are awake, my bad.
Delayed it just a hair.
Approach still continues the 2H. Full extension on the JS. Not enough to get our shatter, but this is it. This will close out our set. Lord Knight 3-0 over Kensei, and a dominant performance.
If your defensive choices are best summarized to utilize the system mechanics, you're in trouble.
That's a bad way. That is a bad way.
You're in big trouble.
All right. I mean, both characters are in this. Honestly, they both have that same problem, right? It just depends upon the knockdown. If we can get a set play going against Slayer, then Johnny's looking real good.
100%.
Here we go. The opening gambit is going to be crucial. No anti-air, just opts for that far slash attempt. It does sneak at the throw after the map a hunch.
Yeah, not spaced out the way it needs to be. Guard crush, we look for the walk up. Great check though as we find the slide and apply good pressure, forces the burst early as Kazam wants to spend to try and keep corner.
Ooh, a pile bunker. Massive counter hit and a beautiful just defense there. Still gonna get caught by that Dandy K. Tries to get the reversal.
Nothing personal, kid. Dribbles up with the jab though, does find the sweep and the knockdown here. Follows through, and as soon as we see that deal, immediately into the burst.
That's no deal. Tell the banker no deal.
So I'm keeping my case. 1 round in the face already. Good job on the Slayer side.
Backing away. Oh, maximum range here. That close slash is going to shut down that map a hunch, and we do have corner position. Miss Finer for that guard crush, but still going to get the death palm. And the opposite side again, but blocked this time. Great awareness.
2H, a little wide, overhead, also not going to find the mark. Gets the air to good air to air as Slayer versus Johnny. Things that weren't on my bingo card for the day.
Oh, big jump in here, got that guard cancel to come through. Watch that low. Still getting guard crush, and the hunch will shut it down. Massive counter hit. And the final touch. Huge start here for Diegubis.
And RC forward into it too, unfortunately. He's just got to put himself in that position. Maybe could have gone for the block, maybe had a chance for a reversal. Unfortunately, we'll never know. But with the round start, again, burst from momentum, wants to keep the positional advantage and loses it immediately though on the cross-up.
Indeed. All right, does get that launcher, Miss Finer again. There's a shatter. All right, strong lead. The next setup here though, going to be pretty important. Because we could go for our deal setup. I think, oh, just goes for the safe jump. All right. May as well retain your turn.
Dash on in, 6K. Oh, almost utilized the backdash well there, but unfortunately secondary hitbox. And again, Chesto also not gonna work out. Tries to reposition and win it out, but it's a perfect and a wall slump.
Nice counter hit for the knockdown.
Dude, he just slides on in. Respect.
Jeez. Foot to face the sweet chin music, but unfortunately going to get blocked for corner. That burst going to waste. See a little bit of catch up here.
Not looking great in the end situation here. Flipping the legs. We go for the jump in. Extra extensions. And obviously, rounds can end that quickly in a flash. 1 RC and a dream, and we're even again.
Nice backdash. Doesn't get the counter hit 2H though. Trying to get the whip punish on throw. Boom. Pile bunker. That last touch scenario. Unfortunate spot to be as Kazam. Diegubis threatening the second game. Calls out the burst immediately. This should be a round, and it sure is. Diegubis up 2-0 over Kazam.
Oh. The crowd loving it as well. Sees the 2H, the immediate pop-off from everyone jumping to their feet. You love to see it here. The potential. Like, oh my God, what a start!
Pile bunker round start. That's not even a hunch. Just believed. Put a pin into this conversation.
Full the commitment the way we need it. Gets the overhead and continues pressure. Double dash to eat up the real estate there, but the 2H a little too far.
It is. Launcher here with the dust. The follow-up. Pile bunker for shatter. My goodness, Diegubis is unstoppable right now.
For the 2K. Dash back, finds the low. Plenty of life to work with here. I love that we held the burst. I love that we held the burst. Such a smart percentage decision. You have meter, you have the health. Such a great way to get a huge lead going into what could be the final round.
And honestly, even better, look, I'm 2 games ahead. It's fine if I get duffed.
I don't care. What's going to happen to me? 2H again. That's what's going to happen.
Goodness, 50% life lead. We have meter on this next interaction here. The 5K maximum range.
We have 100 meter. Anything kills here. Anything kills. Taps the dust. Burst has to be sped, but it's immediately blocked. And once again, the snowball is rolling. And at this point, who can stop it?
Oh my goodness. Diegubis with an aggressive finish. I'm absolutely shocked at this. like how this score ended this way, I am really impressed. Diegubis taking a 3-0 over Kazam. I did not expect that scenario to happen. Maybe at least a game for Kazam, but man, just
fire. One more, he says. Oh,
so
man.
Guarantees minimum 45 points on the Arc World Tour standings.
That's not what we're here for.
Not here for that.
The points would be cool.
Playing that way? Nah.
The points would be cool. Silver medal is always nice. It's good to be on the podium with that type of momentum and this type of energy. I mean, we have some very capable players on the loser side of the affair, but I don't know.
You know, it'd be even better keeping the trophy at home.
Exactly.
In Puerto Rico. Diegubis here, fighting for the hometown with this Slayer. Not only that, but putting 100 points on the board, putting Puerto Rico once again rising through the ranks of Guilty Gear Strive. But let's get to this loser side of things here. A semi-finals bout. Lord Knight versus Aboii.
And looking at the seeding and looking at the players that are attending the tournament here, I think a lot of people might have expected this to potentially have ended up grand finals, but they find themselves now battling it out for 4th place. Two of the best to do it when it comes to North American Guilty Gear. In a tough situation now, it's going to be the Baiken versus the Potemkin. And once again, since Aboii unfortunately had a quick exit from winner's bracket,
right,
has looked like a hasn't looked like a completely different person, has looked more like himself.
Yeah, you know what? The matchup has changed up a little bit here, has been calling out a lot of plays and playing against their opponent's weaknesses here. That's kind of just the tenured behavior that you can expect from Lord Knight, right? Has had a ton of experience and willing to test the reactions of the opponent here and stick with that layer until you prove otherwise.
The ability to stay on what's strong and not waver and not try to over-guess on your opponent's adaptations is a really, really powerful skill. So I'm glad you touched on that. It's hard to stay the course and not overthink what comes next when you know your plan is already working.
Exactly, but here's the kicker in this match. Potemkin. Now,
true. That's it. No analysis. True.
No other notes.
No, but please.
But the tether is going to be an even more double-edged sword because now you're putting yourself in a territory that is more than ideal for Potemkin here, and we're going to armor up in a lot of these situations. Imagine Popbuster popping through because you tethered and you thought, let me use Johnson here. Nah, don't worry about it, bro. I got armor to follow through. Hammerfall will shut it down. You're always within arm's reach.
It's an overused joke and an overused sentiment, but in the truest and rawest form, you're trapped in there with him. Like, it's a situation that and to be fair, against a lot of these high-level grappler players, against a lot of these big bodies in these matchups, that tends to be the way that you want to play them. You would think that pure zoning ends up being the way to beat a lot of grapplers, but a ton of them don't have great defensive prowess. You can kind of overwhelm them sometimes. So if you have an RC in your pocket, Escabari, Johansson able to go very aggressive with an RC after that, you can use the entire time of that Escabari to be able to go with pretty much one true block string with multiple high-lows in it.
Yeah, and that's the thing of it here. So hopefully we get to see Lord Knight overcome the threats from Potemkin. Aboii. Oh man, this is going to be huge. Big!
That is a tempo setter. If that jump in H hits, the course of this tournament lands in a different way. What a momentum builder that would be.
Oh, is that how the timeline we adjusted the chair? Now the entire timeline's messed up.
Well did well here though, went for the jump in, Half-Life. But again, as we said before, not an exaggeration to say, this is about even.
Great defense there from Aboii at first, and suddenly shield cracks just a bit. There's that Kabari. See, look how close you are. You had to just deal with Garuda.
Remember when I said this was almost even? Yeah. Gold burst.
Uh-oh. All right, avoids, but still puts the JS into the Gigantor. Oh,
went for the jump back, lands just in time, unfortunately, to have to deal with the overhead situation. A testy start to this one as LK unfortunately committed that gold burst in the ending start.
All right, watch it here. Nice 2P. Then we get the tether launch. The 2P approach here. There's a JH that opens things up. FD for your life. Looking for a little bit of breathing room and still not out of the woods yet. Lord Knight being patient. We already have this life lead and the 2H counter hit.
Oh, in a past life, we save ourselves there with the armor, but unfortunately, this is not the future we live in.
Nice hammer fall. Where are we going? A very unfortunate error from Aboii. Lord Knight not using the super the tether follow-up. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Okay. Oh.
Saw the start of a flick though, knew he had time to be able to mash a normal on that one for sure, and unfortunately, just misregulates the height just a bit, but you can't really check the height on that one. You just have to trust your gut on that, because if you don't cancel out of the 2K immediately, that combo does not work.
Let's get the far slash. All right, there it is. JP with the Kabari. Jetpack slash, and they're trying to escape, but still sneaks up that JH. Lord Knight not going to call out the burst. The boy throwing everything they can to try to survive the offense coming from Lord Knight, but the taunt, the patience. I'm good. I don't need to move.
Oh no, a deep cross up there, very late on the Ozansa, uses the Wild Assault, extra extensions, able to squeeze everything out of that combo that he possibly could get. Nice optimizations there and a well-earned game one for LK.
Absolutely. And as you said though, just because Potemkin might be at a life deficit, things could change drastically. So there was still very much a threat, which is why Lord Knight doesn't make that approach at full health. Oh, but the flick. Card Crush Garuda. Good low block.
And H. Kabari is our choice there. We are again taking extremely aggressive angles here. I love the approach that LK has taken to the entirety of these matchups here in this top 8.
Kabari again to tie it all up. Oh boy, there's a pop buster catching the recovery frames the close slash.
Yeah, as soon as you see that you've armored something, pretty easily able to close out from there as we go for the RC. I was going to say gonna look for the chip, but a bit of an overkill on the pop buster.
Right. Second round here. Ooh. I mean, I know they made changes to Mega Fists to be a little easier to try to anti-air, but still caught in several Mega Fists on the retreat and on the approach coming from Lord Knight. Nice. Got the crossover, try to hit that JH, but the JS gets our first opener here. Make it count.
Yeah, still has some meter, still has full burst. Aboii, very aggressive angle to take there because of the air touch. Is able to actually save out, but the parry! Oh no, completely nullifies the entirety of the situation here, but what is this?
Oh my god! Infinite unlocked!
The 2P follow-ups, LK not looking shook.
All right, 2A's still got Kabari. It's all right though. Finds the victory with the throw.
Is 2P delayed 2P in Infinite with Kabari?
I guess so.
How did
Aboii know?
Showing the matchup knowledge. Nice backdash there. Was looking for the sweep. Couldn't quite find the mark. Double jumps. Is able to bait out the H. Kabari.
Tossed. Does get shatter here. It's a positive bonus. Keeping up in resources. But run into the slide head. That's that knockdown there. See. Oh no! We tried to 6P there, it looks like.
Had already committed to the charge though. Great use of the parry. Saw that JD and knew what must be done.
Well, saw for the guard crush. Good defense from Aboii. Tatami Matt, and once again, going for the Kabari. And still gets the guard crush again. Lord Knight not quite able to finish it here, but keeping you honest with another Tatami Mat. Lord Knight 2-0 over Aboii right now.
And that's just the same thing we were talking about before. Again, the CQC is where you can potentially find your aggression and find your standings in these matchups against the big bodies here. Aboii with a round start, Kara pop buster, not going to be able to find the mark here as LK continues to roll with unbelievable Escabari pressure.
I can't believe that last round we took the big gamble of spending all of our burst gauge in the final round there that way. And now, gonna get caught by the hammer fall, jump away off 5P. Right, let's see, Lord Knight taking calculated risks here to take victory and the situation into his own hands. YRC does get caught by Pot. I'm telling you, that tether, dangerous.
Double-edged sword. Working out pretty well here after the delay. Is able to get just the best possible situation off the parry. Actually, unreal from LK again.
Backing off. Good guard crush. Pot buster. Massive life lead for just a single throw. Oh, nice hammer fall. Got the armor right through. This is looking great, but I mean, the way this matchup has gone time and time again, they trade rounds, and Lord Knight ends up coming out on top. Tether begins.
Oh, with the JS there. Breaks out. Still all right. Burst is forced. Gigantor Kai close the distance. Is LK not looking stressed. Gets pushed back into it though.
Not the parry, but the throw. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you're good.
That's right. You're fine.
I appreciate that. Being able to consider the situation and be like, yeah, it's pretty good. You're all right.
Oh no!
And that is a punish there. That's good matchup knowledge on the situation. Doubles up with the Garudas, but is able to jump away from the last one at least.
Akabari. Nice with the JS. And we are just holding crouch block here. Aboii was pretty well locked on defense here, but Lord Knight finally finds an opening. Saves the meter. Oh, what a jump out counter hit. There it is. That's why we saved it.
Only question now is it enough? Unfortunately, it's not quite. We committed the last of our resource there, and as actually just barely able to find the hit.
And there's our burst. Last touch scenario. Gigantor Kai out here. FD. Launch the Garudas. And the wild assault. Aboii will clasp a single game here.
Right at the brink of despair, is able to use that last bit of burst for a deflect shield to buy room, ends up committing back to neutral at the perfect time and perfect spacing. 50 meters in a dream with Gigantor Kai, and now it's JH for the starter. You gotta burst there. That's like 70% of your life bar.
Guard crush there. Flick. Beautiful opportunity to take that far slash. No, unfortunate. The guessing game begins. Every Garuda he tackle in same situation. I think that was a parry attempt that came out there.
Reversal timing, unfortunately, not working out, but I do think you were right. Good idea there, just to see if they mistimed. You gotta take risks. It's well worth it.
Oh, jeez, the Mega Fist comes through. Nice. 6P does get punished by Kabari, tying it up. Whoa, no! I think you walked yourself under there.
Oh no, and just like that. Guessing for the game here. 2K, 2D finds the mark. Popbuster thought for sure it was coming out again. Instead, the slowdown with the Escabari.
There it is, pull it right back in. JS denying the aerial route here. Lord Knight putting himself on match point.
For the second time, has an opportunity to close this one out. The stressful matchups against Potemkin could potentially be over here. You could free yourself. Aboii, though. No
one's been hit yet in this round.
Yeah, not looking too worried about what's going on. Slide head and do a little bit of a step forward.
No.
Great backdash.
Yeah. Johnson pushing away. Watch it, watch it, watch it. There's the gold burst, not gonna land into that pop buster.
And that gold burst might have been the thing that seals the deal. Burst responds. Aboii has to tank one more RC. Instead, it's gonna be a hard knockdown. Guessing for your tournament life in the mid-screen here. LK, what's the mix?
Goodness, the JH on the approach. At least keeping that safe jump there. Wild assault for the guard crush. Lord Knight not wanting to give up the offense. Yo, Johnson might be enough, and it is. The tap does get the launcher. Lord Knight stops the run of Aboii here and now.
4th place, definitely a strong showing for sure. I know not quite what you want to see when you show up here. You get into that top 8, you get into this situation, especially coming from the winners, you want to see a victory, but fortunately a bit of an exit there for Aboii. But as always, a strong showing from, again, one of North America's finest as far as the Potemkins and just general gameplay goes. As you know, TNSI champion, CEO, top 8, incredible placement at EVO. The story continues for this guy. He's not done anytime soon.
No, absolutely not. I don't think that's too far-fetched to say, because Aboii has been a very consistent competitor for quite some time. Certainly rising through the ranks today on the Arc Road Tour, but that is, again, like I said, the top 8 bloodbath lineup on that leaderboard. Even today, we're not going to get ourselves in a qualified position, but it will get us one step closer, and Lord Knight is making that step ever closer to try to overtake Kazam as we get this run back. One more shot to try to solidify that position to take a step ahead, and then one step closer to the full 100 points.
And again, that was in their match a bit earlier. It felt like Kazam was just kind of like I said, it was a high whimsy. It was very, very calculated, very controlled, slow the way it needs to be for Kazam. And LK was forcing the issue so aggressively, as you need to in the matchup, not to assess fault in any stage. But again, LK, I think it's going to be just more about, I think less about finding ways to make sure that Kazam can't just wiggle out of your pressure. Because it really felt like Kazam would have one good IB and then deal with one more situation where he would just need to FD and kind of chill, and then after that he would have the freedom to take some kind of counterpunch. We need to limit the amount of times that Kazam is able to fend for himself in those defensive positions.
Yeah, and I think giving Kazam a little bit of breathing room is just way too much to begin with, right? Because we see so often we get those card setups. We're getting a ton of guard crush with a lot of the misfire. I mean, it's just well placed. The mentality when you are playing as Johnny is to be preventative against your opponent, because of the slower startup on a lot of those normals, but that range also becomes a big factor to deny that approach. Granted, we've seen some parries really come out here, especially during block strings. We've seen scenarios where Lord Knight will try to steal back turns, yet Kazam was still, because of that calm, cool, collected nature that we saw in that set, was able to turn the tide over and over again.
Yeah, coming back to this matchup here, back into the footsies, it's going to be the return of the 2H as well. 2H to be able to potentially low profile here, so Kazam is going to have that on the mind as well. And you know, we still have our Slayer Master waiting on the winner's side as well. So the winner of this is rewarded with potential 2 sets against a Slayer who is absolutely dominating right now against their home crowd. Diegubis is just sitting pretty right now on the winner's side.
It's crazy to see a Slayer in grand finals like this. Man, I mean, I've seen so often that Slayer gets ever closer and closer to really overcoming the odds, and here we are. Slayer just maintains that just absolutely terrifying potential. Let's get warmed up here. This is it, a run back, and wouldn't have had it any other way, because yeah, this is certainly, I figured Kazam would be pretty high up there, especially in a grand finals position, but man, oh man, to see Lord Knight and Kazam in losers finals of this set, this long, grueling path these two have been at.
It's been a tough 2 days here. No free rides, nothing coming easy for anyone here. I mean, obviously, you know, there's some things that come easy here at First Attack. You know, we have a good time. Everybody's chill. Everything has been nice. But as far as the competition goes, it's been sweating the entire weekend long, as it looks like we are ready to go. Losers finals to begin now for Guilty Gear Strive here at First Attack.
Johnny and Baiken opening gambit. Again, going to be very important to see who comes out on top. That initial knockdown.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
And round start, we immediately try to take space. I like that little dash forward. Miss out with the misfinder though.
And again, denying that approach. You saw it. We're sitting back in that sweet spot to try to get that jump arc denied. Even if you're not in guard crush, misfinder's still a great anti-air. There's the launch.
Had a great idea with the parry there as well. Unfortunately, didn't quite go the way we wanted it to. 2K gets the counter hit. Nothing else to show for it here. Kazam, what a way to recognize, it's no longer my turn, so I'm not going to force it.
even still, like, we had that quick misfire, just RC before we got that 2K punish from Lord Knight, and now press back to the corner of the wire so you get a little bit of breathing room, and the denial. Big jump in, overcommitted with the misfire. That's opportunity for Lord Knight to try to close out the round. Jump dust loop.
Yeah, as soon as you have to block that tatami too, your life is kind of forfeit. Yozansen into the fuzzy stuff. Always the follow-up in the corner in those situations, metered or not.
Oh. 6P. Immediate burst. Yozansen from the opposite side. Misfire clearing that entirely. Right, the 2H. Let's follow through. Tatami to keep you locked in that corner.
Just barely hit at the right space in there. Nice backdash as well to be able to escape from his finder. 100 meter on the side is LK.
Oh, with the JD to follow up.
Now, dude, that was the perfect height on the JD as well. Doesn't quite kill though. That's nasty.
Yeah.
You're a bad man for that one, Rising JP. I love it with the tatami behind it.
That is the Lord Knight way. You slighted me in that previous set. I'm not going to let it happen again. That was disrespectful. It was 3-2. We might be going the distance on this one, but Lord Knight looking hot right now with that knockdown.
Donovan went for the big walk forward. Zillow right here. Oh.
Ooh, called out that burst. All right, Lord Knight looking real strong with the JD. Let's get this hard knockdown.
Slice him up one more at a time. Positive bonus is going to lead us to 50 meter almost right away. Kazam looking a little stressed here in his chair, unfortunately. And is going to be able to get the clean connection here. LK halfway to victory.
Not happy about having to block that tatami and then unfortunately having to deal with Yozansen right behind it. Hard to block situation. Now back against the corner here. Does get the slash series. Off the wall we go. 50% meter backing up Lord Knight. And still keeping the lockdown with that JS. There's too much meter on these resources here. Wait a minute, Lord Knight should be able to take this out. Does RC high. The defense for Kazam too strong.
Yeah, the just block earned us our turn back at the most crucial of moments. And Brute forces it with the 5K, forces the burst again. Situation getting a bit messy, but Kazam, a second lease on life, that unfortunately has immediately expired. Immediately expires.
Tall order regardless. I mean, we had 100% health on that side, trying to close it out, and then 100 tension behind it. You were a touch away from death. We would have had to see the best game possible from Kazam to try to close that out.
Right off the rip. Misfinder, aggressive dash forward, steal the turn back. Don't let that card go for free.
Burst out, there's our draw. Oh no, close slash was on the wrong side. Johnny, what are we doing? Look up real quick, Yozansen opposite side here. And Senga not gonna work out, but the missed finer certainly will.
As well as the clean connection into the Joker's trick once again, as always, using that so effectively. Doubles up on the dash. That was sick.
The audacity right now. Hold on. Yozansen, the side swap, wants the corner steal for optimum damage.
Okay, push block effective. 6P, even better.
Yo, Lord Knight playing a little different right now.
Kazam, what an answer though. Still has 50 meter in their pocket as well. Big resource advantage here. Lord Knight tries to take a big risk. Unfortunately, it's not going to pan out here, but Kazam is going to spend a ton of resources to make sure that closes out. Another wild assault on the books for that one.
All right, pull it back in. Yozansen, opposite side. Wait a minute. Misfire. Caught you standing up here. We'll get that guard crush. Massive counter hit. Kazam looking to try to return the favor. No, missed the shatter. A little bit of hesitation here from Kazam. Don't give Lord Knight opportunity now.
Love the jump back after the RC. Low and slow again seems to be the game plan call here. Card is applied and immediately goes in for the low again. Expects the jump. Delaying the guard crush is huge.
All right, side swap here with the JK. Guard crush, double dash approach here to get the throw. Possibly a parry attempt here. There was that punish. Nice 2H. Minute. 50% tension available. No shot!
And
Golly.
definitely that was an empty jump that was not supposed to be empty, if that head shake tells me anything.
Yeah, I mean,
that was not supposed to be the emptiest jump you've ever seen. That or we were trying to land and like instant Yozansen or something to blow up a throw potentially, but you know, things don't always go our way, and Kazam is back on the board.
All right, let's not let that get to us here. I mean, that's already a burst off. Lord Knight off to a rocky start. What a blur here, shutting down that 2H, and what a follow-up with the Wild Assault and Senga Shatter. That might be all the energy that Kazam needed to turn the tide of this set.
The cleanest connection you've ever needed here. All of a sudden, the second that 2 fell on the side for LK, Kazam has been a different beast here. Chip adding up as the Misfinders continue to find the mark. A 5P mad casual for the anti-air, and Kazam now in a similar situation. Just a couple rounds away from being able to claim second place here potentially, as Lord Knight not letting it go.
Okay, burst away. Let's show the draw. Excellent deal with the Misfinder. All right, Kazam still keeping in the corner, but Lord Knight with an excellent parry. Yozansen opposite side just to escape the corner. That's not, if we got the hit, that would have been even better, but here it is. One more round away. Lord Knight threatening this grand finals position. Bringing it back to far slash.
Looking motivated. High potential here as we get the parry, throw, and the Escobari applied. Nice block on the empty low though.
But JK keeping it close with the tether. It blocks the close slash, calling out the deal. Nice dash up with the 2S, massive counter hit. Look at the meter, Proxy, look at that meter.
Oh no, and unfortunately here, all of it is going to be spent. It's straight into the super once again, and LK, Lord Knight, moving on to grand finals here as Kazam, unfortunately, will be exiting at 3rd place.
Probably grateful at the fact that we do not have another 2-all scenario, stopping the momentum immediately. Lord Knight with a strong answer back against Kazam.
Bro.
Excellent run back.
What a cinematic. I don't even know if we meant for that shot to be so cinematic, but while Kazam picks the stuff up and while LK is mentally restabilizing, Diegubis in the background is just dude, the energy
The arm
right
reload?
now. Oh, dude, the energy is crazy. There it is. Stepping up to the stage here. Guaranteed top 2. Trying to take the victory here at first attack. Diegubis has looked genuinely unstoppable so far.
This is going to be a tough matchup here on both sides. I mean, Lord Knight looking to add 100 points to the running here. That will put Lord Knight just over Precho here. Man, I'm trying to see, where's Diegubis at on the rankings right now? Is this going to be... This
imagine
might
if
be
your
first appearance.
Imagine if your first instance of points was just like a cool casual 100.
It might be, actually. I'm not seeing Diegubis listed out here. This might be their first break. 100 points jumping up in the score.
And this is this is a player that obviously, even regardless of not having any points here, has been a known quantity for a long time. Previously, Potemkin player looking very, very good on the Slayer, bringing a lot of good energy to the table here, as you saw as he walked off from his victory in winners finals. Knows one more set is all it's gonna take here.
So yeah, this will be just guaranteed 100 points. This will jump Diegubis to tie Meaty for 21st position in the Arc World Tour leaderboard, if he can close it out.
So a little bit of a button check before we get rolling here. No. I didn't want a false start on my hype, bro, because I am dude,
no matter what, Diegubis gets put in the top 30 of Arc World Tour with this performance alone.
And again, honestly and truly, more importantly, being able to win your home event is incredible. I know that that's one thing that every region prides themselves heavily on, whether it's Combo Breaker, whether it's CEO, whether it's here in Puerto Rico for First Attack. You want someone from the region to take the victory and keep the trophy where it's supposed to be. Diegubis has an amazing chance to do just that here.
Yes, absolutely. We're going back to the character select, locking in. Lord Knight wants to guarantee the good song. We want the good music. What about my theme?
He's pointing. He's like, why don't we do this?
That one. Can we do the Venom theme, please? Thank you. I'm tired of listening to everyone else's.
Looks like they're about ready to go, though. Fist bumps applied. Energy high. How is Lord Knight going to bounce back here? Grand Finals for Guilty Gear Strive here at First Attack. Ready to begin.
That crowd, the Puerto Rican crowd, giving it up here.
A lot of good energy in the building right now as the eagle soars. The hopes and dreams on the back of the Slayer right now. Can Diegubis do it? 3 games away from hoisting the trophy. Let's get it started.
Here it is, opening gambit, just a JK. Fortunate we did not get the follow-up here. By the good graces of Daisuke himself, but still gonna get this parry. We need to fight against this corner.
Love the Escabari. Oh, love the
Nice.
the Wild Assault even more.
Hey, Diegubis already spent burst. I'm at advantage regardless. Pulls it back, nice block. Good patience here from Lord Knight.
What a block, too.
Oh, and still got the side swap after the RC. Lord Knight looking calculated in this round.
Positive bonus should seal the deal on this one. Diegubis, yeah, 2H. Got to go for something big. You have to take a risk, and it's well worth the risk. It's a single hit away now, but the Yozansen. Oh, that was terrifying. That's round 1.
That was supposed to be Death's Palm, but you're getting caught by Yozansen. Blocks the 6 feet. Nice 2P interrupt here. That was going to be a hunch. All right, slashes here, but caught standing up off that 2H. Beautiful burst. That's advantageous for Lord Knight.
Okay, ain't gonna guarantee the hard knockdown here. No way to be able to reset the situation. Instead, guarantee a look. Is it Escabari? Is it the cross-up? What seems to be the choice? It's gonna be the Escabari again.
All right, nice approach to JH, shutting down the recovery of 5H from Diegubis.
One thing that's extremely tough about this, especially from the Escabari thing, is we haven't really ever had a comfortable space to go for anything like Mappa Hunch.
Right.
It has been Lord Knight dictating pace and dictating spacing at basically every single turn so far. That is game 1. Slayer's game plan really hasn't gotten to get off the ground yet.
Exactly. It's such a key factor there that you mentioned, Proxy, the fact that we are up close and personal, giving no room for Slayer other than our close slash opportunities or 2H range. Backdashing the throw and avoiding the Master's Hammer. All right, nice. Got the overhead.
Oh no.
Huge.
Oh, and it gets worse. The follow-up is even better. Breaking through the wall here, not able to generate a hard knockdown, but still look at the life differential.
Oh. I mean, this is the difference, right? You want to change up the game plan. If I can't go for hunches, I'm doing left-right mix against Baiken. Nice throw for the finish from Diegubis.
Crucial pickup. That's the round in their favor now. Oi, deep on the cross up there. Close slash into the follow-up attempt, but the parry saves us.
All right, to Tommy. Nice 6P. Pilebucker goes the wrong way, but still, we're all right. Could have been far worse. Oh no, that was supposed to be the dandy.
Yeah, the far slash. Oh no, and again, Yozansen takes us at such a weird jump angle there. Is going to use the RC to be able to get the extension and even up the rounds now.
All right, JP again. Denying the jump arc. Lord Knight brings it in. Trying to reach that far slash. Not going to work out though.
Landing with the JH in a perfect situation now.
Interesting.
Plenty meter. If there was ever a winning angle, Goldburst is definitely a part of it here. What a follow-up. Has to stem the bleeding on the damage there. Double JS! I can't believe he doesn't get his head kicked off for that. That was, Diegubis, I thought for sure we had the anti-air locked in on that one, but double JS finds the mark.
Wait a minute here. I think that experience is starting to show from Lord Knight. Not that Diegubis is inexperienced, just we're talking about years of study of being in these situations, in grand final scenarios and top 8 scenarios. Lord Knight still owning the corner, but finally gets away out as Diegubis and then JK.
We've got a couple trades that have been in our favor. Great use of the parry there. Oh, and the RC guarantees damn near a teleport as we go through with the Ozansen.
Nice, got the counter hit. Gave him a moment of pause before trying to put out that close slash. Wanted to try to call out burst. There's the hunch. Good block of the dust. We're still keeping our turn. Big meter expenditure there, though.
Oh, try to do with the tatami, jab into the throw. Leaning into that strike a little bit more often. 2P twice in a row. It should be enough to secure the round, and is.
All right, trying to hold the line here for Puerto Rico.
Dude, and just, you can never be moving forward. LK is repping something in front of him at all times. It's actually unbelievable the way we've been able to stem all of these attempts at approaches here. Diegubis unfortunately gets crossed out by the Ozansen. It's 100 meter in the pocket now, even with the IB. Can't quite save yourself, but again, smart choice to save the burst.
All right, going into this final round here, plenty of resources again, but the JS Lord Knight looking very strong right now. The 2P, quick reset to throw. Good block on the power bucket, still able to throw again.
Landed just in time, love the counter poke. Doubles on the dash, able to make the whiff come through. Look at the damage, look at the red bar.
Just barely at the cusp of the super, not enough to finish. No, too much hesitation right there. Ozansen, pick up. Does Lord Knight close it out? No, we drop out. But the Kabari finishes the job. The reset in quick fashion coming from Lord Knight.
And that hesitation can't be blamed. 100 meter burst. You're scared of YRC, you're scared of super, you're scared of just the raw gold burst. Parry is available. LK has shown so many reversal options there.
You got the parry on the hunch. That has to give you a moment of pause here, Diegubis. Get up at the JS, deny. Yeah, you know what? You brought it up before the set started. That linearity coming from Slayer really being a problem here because you're in prime position to get caught by those JSs.
Oh, jump timing is crucial though. It will take that extra little bit of damage here as we break through the wall. I like that too. Even with the positive bonus, don't sit back. As Slayer, be the one asking the questions. Get aggressive, instant air dash. Throw some angles that they haven't seen yet.
Oh boy. Got that low, that 2H. Wait, we caught the dash? They get devoured by the tap dust?
Way to slice through, 50% life. Crucial game to set the pace for both players here. Uh-oh.
Swap out here. Good Kabari. Watch the PRC catches with the 2S, but the 2-8, or 5-8, excuse me, doesn't connect.
Map a hunch. We close through, 100 meter. Jab into the RC. Throw for the extra extension now. Anything will do it.
Yeah, got the 5P and Lord Knight taking another round. Let's get close slash. Ooh, the Tommy full showstopper here on the map of hunch.
Oh, as well as the JS handling a lot of the same situations now. JS for the second time is able to save the day.
All right. Closing the gap, does get guard crush here. This is looking really bad. Diegubis not having an answer for the offense from Lord Knight. All right, nice RC, but the Ozansen catches Lord Knight 4 games straight.
I appreciate that a ton. Committing with the Ozansen, knowing is going to be able to cover the side there. 4 games straight right now for LK.
All right, JS. Again, every single time, it's a prime angle for Lord Knight to challenge. Ozansen side swap. And already 50% life lead. Ooh, what do you do? Proxy, what do you do?
Oh, not whatever's happening here. Follows up with the JD twice in a row. Ozansen still not enough to kill a pixel of life to be able to work with here. But again, JS just being able to stop sign all these attempts and approaches here.
You have to solve JS. We called it out earlier, right, about Lord Knight's commitment to layer 1 and not leaving until you solve this puzzle. JS has been the greatest detriment to Diegubis' offense.
And again, I feel like the tough part is layer 2 and 3, I think, are also JS. It's just different timings and different structures of the way you're pressuring it here, too. Diegubis getting started here finally. Offense, we get aggressive. Close slash finds the mark, drops the combo, picks it back up. Not deterred the slightest here. We get a round apiece now. A must win for Diegubis, truly.
Backing off here, nice. JK, just little pokes here and there as they jockey for position. The hunch. 2H, a little bit too late. There we go.
Starting to bait out the throw in some of these situations here. A little more effective the way we need to be. When I think about the hits we got earlier in the set, it was a lot of 2H and things of the nature here, but with Escobar applied once again.
SRC, ooh, the quick 5P. That small delay gave Lord Knight everything he needed to try to challenge. Hunch, tap dust. There's a burst available, does get spent. Diegubis on the cusp of victory here, but Lord Knight not giving up. That 2H chase down. Where do you think you're going?
Oh, recognized the situation was going to get a little bit messy there. RC is the call on audible, and the audible is perfection. YRC is blocked, and we get the follow-up again. This could be the final game.
5 games straight for Lord Knight. Ever closer to a championship position here at First Attack 2025.
Diegubis deep in thought on this one, taking a moment, as you should. An opportunity to be able to make the run back the way that you know you're capable. Game 3, off the rip.
Nice 5K interrupt here. A hunch, nice backdash right off a hunch there. But the parry.
Again, the parry has just been such a good deterrent. I think that's where a lot of the staggered pressure from Diegubis is coming from. And Lord Knight has done a great job of being able to stuff out so much staggered pressure.
Nice. Goes Johnson.
Oh, takes the shot and gets the finish. This could be the tournament.
I don't know, the crowd sound a little quiet right now. Needs to hear it for Diegubis here.
Ooh, 2S gets the follow-up though. Situation getting a bit more dire. Lands with the empty jump and is able to extend a hard knockdown and a potential guess for your life now. Burst, not quite there.
Last chance, the 6P avoids the Aboii, but the JS 2H wild assault.
Oh no, off the drop is still able to find it there. The far slash to pick it up and extend as Lord Knight, 6 games straight on the reset, is going to be your First Attack Guilty Gear Strive champion.
And I'm trying to recall, how long has it been since Lord Knight took an entire tournament? Has made it so often to these top 8 scenarios and finally achieving victory in this Arc World Tour Series, grabbing 100 points, rising through the ranks. Lord Knight.
In 7th place from the house, Zyko. From Smash to Guilty. We proud, we proud. And Dragon Ball. Also in 7th place, we have Spicy Monkey. In 5th place, Kensei. Okay. Also in 5th place, we have KonKon. In 4th place, we have Aboii. In 3rd place, we have Kazam. Man, you got me hyped. Good set, good set, good set, good set. So yeah. No, that's fine. So you guys don't think. Now I'm gonna do it. Now I'm gonna do it. Good shit. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. And in first place, I mean second, no, second. Second, damn it, I got it. So in second place, Diegubis, BFL Diegubis. The truth, okay. And in first place, we have Lord Knight. Is your Guilty Gear Strive champion. First attack.